Hallo.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Lieven.
Hey, good to
Hello, Eva.
Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to see you both. I am still adapting to being back in the jungle, so to speak, or maybe I came back from the jungle and I'm coming back to normalcy. So,
well, you're looking good. It's good to see you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm happy to say that I am considerably a step better since I left. The lesions in my hand are closed now. There is no more. See, this was a really big one. There was a deep opening here. There was a cut right here. This is all closed. There was another
Wonderful
double cut. Yeah, the ozone therapy together with the low dose natroxena or whatever they call it is obviously having its impact. There is a very clear, and the doctor not only concurs with this, he is convinced that a lot of it is origin due to the emotional traumas I've gone through with my daughter, and that I'm still struggling with, especially the corruption of the pedophilic rings there in Belgium that are seemingly have more power than the people who do correct things. But anyways, it is part of my path. I need to not only learn to survive it, which I have, but now I need to learn to find that balance between fighting that very fighting that very evil part in society on one hand, but in overall majority I must work on constructive things instead, because it's too dark, it's too difficult, and you almost have to let the legal people go in surgically and do their war. And it is a war. It's you can't win this one with being nice. You have to go very, very strong. In the end, I'm putting a police commissioner in jail, a public prosecutor in jail, and a judge that I will dethrone. People that are against the safety of children, that are actually promoting horrid things. And anyway, so this, I don't want to expand on the issue other than when we fight such a war, we do incur injuries, and the lesions, the abnormalities, they actually call it atopic dermatitis, which dermatitis is an inflammation of the skin. Atopic means it can be all over the place in any locale. In my case, it's the inner side of my hands, and it's the inner side of the feet. As a matter of fact, here is something that we can all learn from. Last Friday, I received news of my daughter is going to visit me shortly, and there's been a brief delay, and I got so upset at the judge who created the delay that for about 2 hours I was really furious with my attorney. I wasn't angry at her, I was angry at this lackadaisical judge who doesn't seem to realize how my daughter has been abused and has been prevented from being able to visit her father. And anyways, I got so upset for 2 hours, just that the next morning I had several of the little wounds that had opened up again. So quite a lesson in Lieven, calm down and learn to fight without getting upset, which is obviously not an easy exercise. I'm still a student at it, and luckily now I'm being supported with we're discovering in a certain way, these are things in our future hotels, which are going to be health retreat hotels. This type of treatment will be very vital. Ozone therapy will be in all the hotels. the low dose naltrexone or of whatever it's called. I can't remember the name. Let me get it. I need to get it in my head anyways. Hold on, I'll type it in and then I will see it again. I thought I had it. Yeah, low dose naltrexone. That's what it's called. Low dose LDN. Low dose naltrexone. Low dose naltrexone.org. It's not a commercial site. It's where great information. I urge all of you, for your families, to read the stuff there and then find a doctor in your community who is familiar with it. It's only going to be a few that work with it. It will be the people that are not greedy for money, because there is very little money in it. The stuff is very inexpensive. It's part of the reason why the pharmaceuticals are not distributing. Even the guy who invented the formula of that product, the naltrexone, the company doesn't want to produce it anymore. There isn't enough money in it. Can you imagine that? It's so effective for people with cancer, people with AIDS, people with Crohn's disease, people with Parkinson's, people with Alzheimer. And yet, no, because it only costs 22 euros for like a supply for 2 years. And therefore, no, there is not, if it was $2,000, they would produce it, which is really crazy and shows the greed in the pharmaceutical industry. But anyways, our objective, and you could say, what does that have to do with VIP Team and VIP Turbo? Well, guess what? We're building the foundation to an organization, a global organization, a global family in which we're going to take care of our members of the family. We're going to take care of their health. We're going to take care of their wealth. We're going to take care actually of all the valuable assets that are worth taking care of, not by controlling it. We don't want to become a religion or a sect or a commune or even an ashram. I'm not a guru, believe me. But we're in the most practical terms and also in the most sensible economic terms that we can bring these things to people. The VIP Team was phase 1. Eva, you know a lot more about that because I've shared many hours with you how I envisioned first building a digital university to then step into the physical world with conventions. At the conventions, mostly to meet and greet the people that we otherwise do business with digitally, but then to also bring some of the treatments already to those conventions. Then the next phase, to open up the hotels. The hotels are going to be small hotels, but they will be built everywhere around the world. The objective is to build 4,000 to 5,000 hotels, small units, about 50 rooms each. As a matter of fact, since you're both here, let me go to a screen share if I can do that. Let me know if you see the low dose naltrexone site.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to close this off based on your little trick. Thank you. You remember I didn't know, right?
Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, this will be one of the items in all of the hotels. This is a plasma cluster technology. It's a patent owned by Sharp. And it not only puts negative ions, there is enough ionizers already in the world, but this puts a mixture of positive and clusters, positive negative ions, which not only purifies the air, but actually takes care of all the bacteria, all the fungi, all the smells that don't belong in the air, whether from smoke or chemical perfumes. It literally, they even install it in the air conditioners. It's a fantastic system. All of our rooms in our hotels will be equipped with this. And then the people who, as clients and members who visit our hotels, anything we have in the hotels will be available for you to purchase for your home. And at discounted prices. We'll use our power of our group to get better pricings. whether it's the mattress, whether it's the pillow, whether it's the lights. We'll have special lightings. We'll have many in each hotel. There's going to be about 5,000 components combined that will allow people to benefit from. Naturally, you don't need all 5,000. You will recognize which ones. You'll be able to get educated in them with simple videos that you can watch while you stay, or you can watch afterwards, because as a client, you'll automatically become a member. You'll have access to a private website that will have all these things. So anything we discover in the world that is very resultful, that isn't just, blasé or commercialization, but actually is showing its effectiveness. Here, the product you're looking at, that is something that's been in existence for nearly 40 years, and they maintain the patent on it. Anyways, it's things of this nature, many more. The one that I wanted to show was actually, let me see, I don't know if I still have it open, don't think so. Yeah, it may have been here. Yeah. Okay, this is a little bit of a sample that is going to be given to the architects for the shape of our hotels. This is a hotel I've actually stayed at. It's about a half hour from here in Moncarapaccio. Was built by a German gentleman. His whole hotel was built around the 5 Tibetans, and he brought the wealthiest German people. There were stretched limousines, stretched BMWs, stretched Mercedeses, stretched Rolls Royces. We're talking the wealthiest people of Germany came out to this little hotel. This part is the orangerie of the hotel, and it kind of looks like a little monastery, doesn't it? It's
Yes.
got, he's got the arches. We will be using arches in our hotels. We will use a little tower that will not look like a temple. We will respect all the religions. We're not a religious organization. We're a humanitarian organization, but it's got orange trees. Remember, there is this crazy program that uses orange trees as a symbol of wealth. So anyways, in this gentle style, I'll show you one other, hold on, right here is this hotel is it's a courtyard. It's one of the Marriott hotels, a 4-star Marriott. Courtyard is very, very nicely run, but this particular one is done in adobe style. It's that native Indian kind of style, southwesterner style. It's got this, lots of wood and all very pleasant ambient. Let me see if I can show a couple more pictures. But this is what you can expect of our VIP oases that will be built, limited to 50 rooms. The reason for keeping them that small is to make sure that the contact between the personnel of the hotel, the treatment people, we will have alignments there, we'll have ozone therapy there, we will have EFT, emotional freedom technique there, we will naturally have musics like Elke Neger's music, and all the elements. The 5 Tibetans will be done every morning for those who want to attend them. Those who aren't ready for that, no problem, they can stay with us, and then maybe on the next visit they can learn them, or they can go home and they can add it to it. So let me see if I can show you. Yeah, see the ambient interiors, not business-like, but clean quality. We don't need to go cheap. We also don't need to go into luxury. We need to be pleasant, we need to be human, we need to be natural. And natural doesn't mean that we need to go back to the jungle and have spiders and rats and monkeys in our rooms. We will have in every location facilities to teach, because here is another thing. We will have these great people doing the treatments. Well, they themselves will be receiving treatments as well. And that way they will come to know the professions of all the other natural treatment people. and will have the ability to learn. If they are, for instance, they're good in acupuncture, but they want to learn the EFT, emotional freedom technique, they'll be able to learn it right there on location, because we'll allow colleague to colleague teaching. Naturally, colleagues that are capable and willing to share and teach will naturally choose natural surroundings similar to this particular. This is Lake Powell in the background, and the owner of that particular courtyard obviously chose not a business hotel. It would have looked ugly to have a business hotel there. Instead, lots of plants, lots of wood. Anyways, make it pleasant. This is a little bonfire that people can sit around at night and come to know each other, because when people meet with the objective to enhance the quality of their life, to enhance the quality of their health, of their wellness, then they exchange with each other as well. So the place must be, the little hotels must be very social. The ideas that, similar to the original idea of VIP team as a university, that we will honor people for their stays and their payment for their stays and the payment for the treatments, but the payments will serve as points, and that is not new. Marriott is already using this, the Hilton Group is using this, all the airlines are using this, the points, the travel points, but we will take that a step further. And at this point, we've been checking this with many people around the world. There is nobody who is doing this in the hotel business yet, which is to not only honor people with points for their stay, but also honor people with points for their referrals. It's weird, huh? The referral industry is so huge in the world, not only through multi-level marketing, but through all the affiliate businesses that are on the internet, hundreds of thousands of affiliate businesses, and yet there is not one major hotel group who is honoring points, meaning rewards, for referring. We will be the first one if we have to be. So that ultimately one can stay for free based on the points. I've stayed in many Marriotts for free based on previous stays. It really pays to keep your points and collect them, and sometimes you can add points from the airlines or from your rental company and apply them all to one stay in a particular location that sometimes you would say, it's too expensive. Well, with your points, you're getting it as a gift. So anyways, some elements we'll use from existing structures which work tremendously successful, but some we will add the innovation to bridge affiliate, and so that ultimately we will not only have a university that claims that we can pay the student while he's studying, but that we can also realize eventually that we're the hotels, the spas, but better than I'll say a few words about spa, but the spas where we get paid to take care of our health and take care of the health of our children and take care of the health of our parents or our brothers and our sisters, not only in theory and philosophy, but to make that happen practically. So in regards to spas, I just want to add this. I have this fantastic 5, now almost 6-star hotel in front of me. There is a tremendously luxurious spa on top of it. You can easily pay 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros in a day just for treatments. That is not what we're going to do. Because all the spa, not all, almost all the spas in the world are pleasure centers. They're there to make you feel good in the moment. And hey, nothing wrong if you got enough money and if you got enough time, why not? But the majority of the people haven't got that kind of money. And the majority of the people really don't want that kind of just pleasure in the moment. Because the problem with these pleasure centers is you go home and a week later you're trying to remember the good feeling of the treatment because you already don't have it anymore. A month later, you can almost not even remember how good it felt. We want the opposite. We want so that when you come to one of our places, that the treatments will actually initiate the snowball effect when you come home, that it expands and expands, and that for the next 3 to 6 months that you sleep better, that you digest your food better, that your concentration is better, that you're calmer, that you're enjoying life more, that your business or whatever profession you do or job, that you enjoy it again. That kind of things is, if we can't do that, I wouldn't even want to open up one hotel, let alone 5,000 of them. So anyways, this is now, I've given a deep sort of broad view. Now, of course, we need to become practical. The objective of the phone call, and I appreciate it, KonstanzeMarie, that you lined out some critical questions. And with critical, I don't mean negative. I mean very awake questions. Generally, I would be in the same seat if I was on the other side. As much as I try to communicate, naturally there is some people language-wise, they don't understand what I share. Secondly, I know that the many aspect approach when we're talking about health, when we're talking about physical health, mental health, emotional health, when we're talking about wealth, about how to create things, how to attract things, when we're talking about programs, different compensation plans, hey, it's normal that we lose people, but that should not be the reason why we shouldn't touch these things or why we shouldn't use these things. We just need to get better at. You have done a fantastic job the last time in putting that PowerPoint together, and probably now you're going, oh yeah, well, good job, but now you screwed it all up again. So
You said that, not me.
Hey, I figured if I said it first, it will sound not as bad. So no, it's I understand visionary projects, and I'm not wanting to put myself on a pedestal with that, because believe me, living with visions is an agony too. It's not a torture, but it's a daily grind, very demanding thing. It demands a major part of your life, and at this stage I'm able to dedicate. Now I want to I'll bring up the questions here. Since we're still screen sharing, you guys should be able to see that. I'm gonna actually put them here on, let me see if they page break. Not fully. Let me move this one over a little bit, and we'll bring this one up here. Okay, is this text on the left side of my screen, is that readable for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I've actually printed it out for myself so that I can make notes.
Okay, excellent. Good. So, your first comment is, we were told the VIP team and VIP Turbo will be merged, and that remains. Now suddenly we all have to join BitClub, and it will also be connected. Please explain step by step. Let me just intro a little bit. For those of you who have not seen my live broadcast, I would definitely, if you're English speaking, urge you to watch the 3 short little videos that I did from the treatment center, because there I highlighted some aspects of BitClub. I'll give the bullet points only here. 1, I started with BitClub when they started in 2014, so 3 years ago. BitClub has a very unique, they're mining Bitcoin. That is the job, and this is one of the few real mining projects. Eva knows that there is a few that claim to be mining Bitcoin. When push comes to shove, they don't even have computers connected to the internet, and they're not mining anything. They're Ponzi's, they're silly money games. BitClub is not. They've become, I believe now, the number 4 in the world. They're on their way to becoming the number 1. We have numbers from the owner, Russ, who in May, and I can put the link to his video there, where he explains they're already increasing, doing at that point, this is May of this year, $40 million per month in sales. 40% of that gets reinvested into additional machinery. Every week they buy the newest, the fastest, the best mining machines. We, as members of BitClub, we don't need to worry about the technology, we don't need to worry about the hardware, and we're also not buying contracts on those machines. That's the problem with even the other real mining companies that are out there. They're trying to sell you contracts on their machines. BitClub doesn't do that, because the problem is a machine after 3 months is becoming old and too slow. After a year is almost worthless in terms of comparison to the new machines. For those of you who are skilled in Bitcoin and the blockchain technology, Bitcoin is developed to become more and more difficult to mine. As the last we've already mined over 80% of the Bitcoin, so we're into the last phase of the Bitcoin mining, and it's becoming extremely difficult. Right now, on average, it costs already more than $1,000 to mine one Bitcoin. So it's only for the big boys. BitClub Network has over $100 million in equipment. Now, why did I never talk about BitClub Network? Well, I did a little bit to a few people. I did mostly not talk about it in respect of VIP team, and because I didn't want to confuse people, and secondly, I was too busy with VIP team, developing the product, developing the technology, the software, all which took 16 to 18-hour days. Eva, you know that I'm not blowing smoke. I'm the craziest workaholic you'll probably ever encounter, and but I enjoy it. That's, if you do something with passion, it isn't work that you have to do for someone else, it's because you really want to do it. Well, the BitClub, I placed an investment there of a number of positions. Today I probably own about 25 positions. Several of the positions have produced already $50,000 or more per position in Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, I mentioned at a particular point that I've helped out VIP team with some of my own capital, that I injected about $75,000 just for those people that think I went to the Bahamas, to sit in a jacuzzi with a beautiful pineapple and a little pink umbrella, drinking pina coladas while being massaged in the jacuzzi. I wish, maybe I should have done that. And no, I was working my ass off to get VIP team up. Well, the $75,000 I've injected into VIP team mostly comes out of BitClub, out of earnings. Right now I earn something to the tune of about $25,000 a month. So it is a very, very powerful, very profitable program. And this is now, why do these things come together? Well, that may sound strange, but I woke up. I realized, why have I not been promoting this program? Actually, it's worse. This is just me personally. I'm not complaining, just inventory of my own life. If I would have not done VIP team and all the thousands and thousands of hours developing the education, if instead I would have spent even just a small portion of those hours promoting BitClub Network, I today, and this is no exaggeration, I'd be sitting on $25 million. So I've paid a heavy price to build VIP team. Most people will never realize. And it isn't just the money, it's also the effort and the concentration and the constant commitment, in spite of the other challenges I've had in my life, to still pick that up again and continue. But in time, all of that will come to fruition. As you know, we're shifting VIP team to VIP Turbo. Why do we do that transition? Simple. Too many people told me, Lieven, listen, your education is great. It's almost too great because it's so sophisticated, so advanced, so top quality that it nearly becomes too expensive for most people. We're referring to the master key system, but also because many people don't have that ambition. They don't really want to know how to create. A lot of people told me bluntly, directly, listen, Lieven, I know it's great, I could live in the greatest villa in the world, that I could live on an island, that I could buy a yacht, that I could create a company. That's all great and fine that you can do that and offer the education for that, but I'm not interested in that. All I want to do is make money. Okay, well, you can make money with that too. Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be a simpler way. The master key system, you need to study for 6 months, every day, at least an hour, and I don't want to do that. And there I became a little angry at first. It was like, what do you mean? You want to know how to make money, but you don't want to study 1 hour per day for 6 months? You freaking moron! I screamed at some people, and then, of course, I got these wonderful wounds when I scream at people. I need to learn not to scream. But I get it. Some people are actually so poor, and I don't mean to insult anyone, because I've had moments of poverty too, where I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills. So I know. Actually, the fear and the worry about not having money is a much bigger torture than not having money. Yeah? So, I got a sympathy for that if you're willing to do something for it. Now, to those of you that aren't willing to do something for it, I'm sorry. I quit my compassion for you. Because and if that's rude, well, then I choose to be rude. If you don't want to help yourself, I have no more compassion for you. I'll still help some old people and I'll help some children that cannot help themselves, but if you're an adult and you choose to sit in front of Netflix watching movies, and you choose to go buy ice cream and cigarettes, and then you choose to go sit in the cafe to get drunk, but you tell me you haven't got the time to study a little few principles, then you're out the door. I don't care if you're poor or rich, you're not a friend of mine. And I sure as heck won't waste my energy and my time on people like that. So it's our stuff, VIP Team, VIP Turbo, is for people who are willing to do something. Now, VIP Turbo, where VIP Team is very broad, and eventually will even be way broader with so many more subjects of education, VIP Turbo is very narrow, very focused, very much for what? Lieven teaches how to make money. Good. Science of getting rich. There is nothing more powerful, nothing more specific, nothing more guaranteed to get you results of getting rich and allowing you to make money than the science of getting rich. That's why we've chosen that as the product. Just 1 second. Okay, good. It's taken care of. That was easy. Secondly, in addition to in VIP Turbo to the product, the science of getting rich, we have a compensation plan, which is the most powerful earning program, leverage program, money leverage, to start with little money and end up with big money. Leverage is all about that, doing a little bit of effort to get a lot of result. So people want to make money fast, they want to make money a lot, and they want to make it easy. Hey, I can't blame anybody for doing that, but if you want all of them, you're gonna need to do it right. So, science of getting rich as the product, to a compensation plan, which is not only the sexiest, it is the most powerful and most intelligent leverage combination. And then on top of that, we have the done-for-you services. What are done-for-you services? Well, we do expect in VIP Turbo that people share our program. If you're just going to keep it for yourself, let me talk to you directly. You're a selfish bastard. I'm not talking to the two you ladies here on the line. I'm talking to the person who says, I'm not going to share it with anybody. I just want to make passive money. I want to put in money, go to sleep, and you need to work for me. I'm a colonial reincarnation. Sorry, I ain't working for you. Yeah? So, I don't know if you got that little rant, but anyways, it'll get to whoever needs to get it. I ain't working for anybody. I'm here to work for people who want to work for themselves. With you, I'm in the cahoots, and in the cahoots to get results. So, powerful, the best teaching on how to make money, then the most powerful program. Well, you need to introduce, oh, okay, I need to go sponsor 500 people or 1,000 people like in Amway. No. We expect you over a period of time to share it with 5 people only. If you share it with more, that's good, but it's really not necessary, because the avalanche of money when you share it with 5 people is so huge, unless you're sharing it with 5 egoists who don't care about the rest of the world. But why would you want to help them anyways? They're egoists. They're people who don't give a shit about other people. Sorry about the language, but I've been in Ireland and they've taught me some new language there. I won't use some of the words they've taught me there too. When we share it with people who also want to be rich, but also want to see a few other people rich, we're in good shape. That's all it takes. Well, we understand that even there is some people that have trouble. So therefore we have the done-for-you services. What is that? Advertising, where we write the ads, we place the ads, and you can buy a slice of that advertising campaign. So you get traffic to your site, and we'll have very high converting websites, so you're gonna get prospects. That's one. Another done-for-you service where you buy the prospects. They've already chosen to join up, and you actually get to buy these people. Thirdly, those people you need to follow up. People don't join a website. They don't send in $1,000 to a website. They join people, and we need to let them know that we're real people. Well, guess what? We have professionals, the team leaders, people like Kari, like Harold, like Pierre. Those are top pros. They're people, they've made millions on the internet, who happily share, because we understand many of you don't like to get on the phone. I'm one of them. I don't like to be on the phone. I talk too long. So I would only talk to 3 people in a day, and that's not good. The team leaders they have the art of brevity. No, they're not salespeople, but they're ambassadors. They answer all the questions calmly. They'll gladly call somebody back 4 or 5 times. Now, don't get it wrong. They're not your door-to-door salespeople who are going to chase your prospects. If your prospects don't want to talk with anybody, they're going to only try to give them 1 call at the arranged time. If these people don't show up, forget it. It is for the people who are interested. You know, it's the greatest thing. You sign up as a prospect for something. Wouldn't it be great if you have somebody who doesn't try to sell you, but just answers all your questions? Well, guess what? These team leaders are there for you. You don't need to hire them. You don't need to train them. You don't need to pay them until they make a sale. You only pay a percentage of the sale to them. The rest of the money comes to you. So it's the sweetest deal on earth. And then there is even a layer beyond it. If you say, I trust the team leaders, I want to allocate X number of thousands of dollars per month in advertising, they will actually run the whole deal for you. Full managed, full service, where they will do your ad campaigns, they will do your follow-up, and you still get the majority share of the profit. So all of that we have, and then comes now the last part, the third part. We were going to add a passive part ourselves. We've decided not to do that, because no matter how we shaped it or turned it, we were taking away from the people who had earned it. And that wasn't fair. You know, the lazy bum people who don't want to do advertising, who don't want to use the team leaders, who don't want to go to the classes or study the materials. Well, is it right that they get to take the money from the people that do the things? No, that isn't right. So we've chosen now, and this is a decision that was only made after I woke up. My God, why haven't I promoted BitClub Network? $40 million per month, and I could have had my major slice from that. Well, okay, now let's, instead of just me getting a slice of that, I have my slice, I'm fine. But why don't I share that pizza with everyone? So the 33%, the 1/3 that was normally going to go into the rev share portion of VIP Turbo, is now going to go towards BitClub Network. And there is some requirements in BitClub Network. There is a $99 inscription fee that needs to be paid. And then there is the smallest investment share, they're not investments, they're shares in mining, is $500. You earn 1,000 days on that $500. It's crazy. If you do a little bit of compounding there, I have accounts where my money has more than tenfolded in less than 3 years. Compounding works. So we will offer that. We're going to put that 1/3 into reserve. Even if you start with $10, it'll build up until you have $99. Then at that point, boom, it goes towards the payment of your BitClub position. Now we're forming a team separate. If you are in BitClub Network with another team, we respect that, continue to work there, but buy another position. Buy it in your wife's name, buy it in a name of a project or a company. It needs to be in the VIP team legs, because that way we help each other with it. So it's not because I need your commission, it's because we need to help each other, and we're not going to go help some external team. We obviously were looking out for our VIP family members, and that's the right way to do it. So $99, and then as soon as in your BitClub balance inside your VIP Turbo account, if there is $500 there, it'll purchase the $500 share, and you're going to begin to earn on that, and then it'll buy a $1,000 share, and you'll begin to earn on that, and then and so on. So it's rather than we providing the rev share portion, we're going to let the rev share portion be done by BitClub Network. In addition, here is the beauty: as you get a little bit of downline referrals in VIP Turbo, they need to sign up under you in BitClub. So now you're going to indirectly be getting people in BitClub Network under you. Now, there is another powerful element, and I don't want to go into the technicality of it, but a portion of BitClub Network is binary. We're going to build one leg, or your sponsor will build one leg for you, because your sponsor will build an outside leg, and build it so strong you will never have to build a dual organization. So getting a few downline members in VIP in BitClub will allow you to get balance in the legs, and then you make even more money, not just on your mining, but you get additional compensation. Anyways, that's technicalities of compensation plan. We'll have PowerPoints on the BitClub compensation plan. Here is one thing. I've made money, tons of money, with BitClub Network. I mean hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I never read the compensation plan. How is that? Isn't that a good program? You know, there is people, they sit there, they study the compensation plans for 3 months, and they still feel they're not sure if they know enough to be able to get started. Do you see the contrast? I jumped in, I put some money in, I trusted. Now, I knew the guys, yeah. I respect them. They're honest, high integrity, high efficiency people. Someday I can do a webinar just specifically on the owners and the management, and they're tremendous, tremendous people. They want to help people, and they are. So, okay, so that's where VIP team, VIP Turbo, and now BitClub. So I hope that has explained a little bit how one came to the other, how exactly are the 3 programs connected. First of all, VIP team, according to the plan, the credits are going to be transferred to VIP Turbo. We've got the module all built. Essentially, it'll be very easy. There's got to be one button. You naturally need to put in if you push the button, it'll prompt you for your VIP team ID. And you must have that in your profile. Electronically, the two will link. It will ask for your password in VIP team, and we naturally don't want you to go take the credits out of somebody else's account. It will verify this, and then you'll be able to just click the transfer button. You'll see your credits in VIP team. They'll be brought over as reserve funds in VIP Turbo. What can you do with the VIP team credits? Many people think their credits are kaput, are gone, are bankrupt, are, worthless. Hey, they're not. Let me be very clear. Your money is invested. Now, don't think I was sitting here on bags of money as you send money, that I kept those money in those bags or under my mattress. I wouldn't sleep comfortable if I was sleeping on top of money. The money is invested in all the infrastructure that we have, in phenomenal internet connections. Eva, you've seen many times equipment that we've installed, the cameras, the film editing. This is all expensive stuff. And yes, if you want to be a university, you need a production center, and the production center costs many hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we've got some of the best equipment on earth. Not the most expensive, but in terms of price league, we could have easily spent $5 million to set up the studio. We've done it with less than $500,000, so less than a tenth. But we've also spent many thousands of hours, not just me, but production people as well, in subtitles, in doing the videos. Text doesn't just appear on the screen, especially as beautifully graphically as we are doing it. So if people are wondering where is their money, well, in part, that's where it's gone to. Some people are still asking, what about Forex? Well, Forex didn't work out. We ended up losing some money. I compensated the loss myself with my own money, but it was not productive. And the reason is, I'm not going to expand on it, but the Forex got manipulated by the wealthy families, and some wealthy families, like assholes like Soros. I hope you're listening, you ugly, evil bastard. I don't want to be Soros's friend. I'd rather have the guy hate me than love me. He's killing people every day. So why would I have to love this guy? George Soros, he's the most pathetic thing in society today. One of these days, he's either going to be shot at or he's going to be arrested. I don't want to shoot at him, but he should be arrested. He's providing so much division. All the wars, the last 7 wars, that are created by George Soros. So, anyways, don't want to talk about Soros. I want to talk about our pathway, which is 1, to produce excellent education, 2, to have the facilities, the technology, the materials, the internet connection. Yeah, they spent 18,000 euros to install the internet connection here. This is not a normal internet connection. This allows us to actually beam out, I think it's 34 channels in 4K that we could handle. And the reason why we have so much is it was only a little bit more to get a bigger channel. Proportionally, it was like 10% more to get like tenfold the bandwidth. We have it. It took 2.5 years to try to get it. So anyways, let me see. The 3 programs. If all the funds in the VIP team goes to VIP Turbo, will VIP team be closed? Well, in a sense, as far as the compensation plan, yes. KonstanzeMarie. It will, however, VIP team's mission is not, VIP Turbo is all about making money. Okay, and we're not ashamed of that. Accelerated making money. To make it the fastest way, the easiest way, the most powerful way. Highest amount of leverage to be able to start with $10 if you want to. Of course, if you start a little higher, you'll go much faster. But even with $10, if you introduce your 5 people, they introduce your 5, before you know it, you'll be at the $90 level, the $30 level, the $90 level, the $270 level, and you'll be on your way. If you sit on your ass and you don't do anything, stay out. It's not a program, it's not a social food stamp program. Go to Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton for that. I don't do that because it doesn't work. It's criminality. So, but the soul of VIP, and I don't want to be spiritual here, but the vision, let's call it that way. No, the vision and the soul is a bit connected, isn't it? Is to have an online university. The globaluniversity.com is eventually going to be the domain name for the VIP team, will indeed offer all these many different classes, not just about money making. So we will continue to be producers of product, and almost all of the product, I don't know if all, much of the product of VIP team as a university will be available in VIP Turbo depending on the different levels. But I bet there's going to be some others that will not be part of VIP Turbo, especially programs where we cannot afford to pay profit, where all the cost is going into the teaching, for instance, hands-on treatments and that kind of stuff. So I hope what I showed there with the hotels is a little bit of an explanation that please don't be short-sighted here. This is a lifetime project, and yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day. I can't build it in a day either. So, but we're moving right along. So closed, no, but the compensation plan for the time being is moving to VIP Turbo, and naturally moving in part to BitClub Network, 1/3 BitClub Network. As a matter of fact, Hank suggested another great suggestion today, which we will try to implement, that someone who wants to increase the percentage going to BitClub Network, that they'll be able to do that. That would be the person who wants to operate more passive, less sponsoring. Yeah, so those are things we're going to continue to refine. If all the funds are VIP, okay. 4, if the VIP team continues, how will we earn money from there? So I hope I've made that clear for right now. In the future, because you'll be able to make affiliate commissions referring people who buy just the education. We'll be a university, we'll sell classes, you'll be able to go send students who want to buy our courses, and you'll get commissions, but that's not for right now. The compensation plan will be VIP Turbo and BitClub Network. So that is question number 4. Question number 5. How will the membership and pool costs for BitClub be paid? Very good question. 1/3 of what is paid into VIP Turbo. We're not talking about the transfer credits. I'll address that in just a second. It's a repeat from the PowerPoint, but not the credits from VIP team. And the reason is we've already commissioned that, we've already invested that. We cannot somehow magically create cash out of thin air there. So this is somebody buys, let's say, $1,000 into VIP Turbo. $333 is going to go into his BitClub reserve, BitClub balance, as that will automatically pay for the registration, the $99, and then the rest will stay in his account until it reaches $500 minimum. We're actually going to set up a system where the member will be able to tell us what they want to buy with their BitClub reserve funds. For instance, I'll give a scenario. If somebody says, listen, I want to get positioned immediately, and that's, by the way, the wise thing to do. Rather than waiting till there is $99 into your account, I recommend, if you got the $99, pay it so we can position you. I don't know if you kind of get it. Binary means as soon as you're locked in, we continue to build under you. So get your $99 position, that way we can place you, and then we place people under you. You don't get paid on those people until you activate your account, but at least once you activate your account, and if you choose to build out the other leg, you're going to have a fortune to collect, because we will have built already half of your team. So in that case, a person who came in, paid his $99 membership, himself or herself, that will be marked, and naturally the next thing would be the $500 share. But it could even be that somebody says, I already want to buy a $99 membership and I want to buy a $500 share in the pool. Okay, that is that. We then will, that member probably is going to want to buy a $1,000 share. So we will have a section inside VIP Turbo where you'll be able, and we're trying to do this easy. It's already quite in the compensation plan VIP Turbo to understand. We don't want people to have to study days and days on the BitClub network. And Eva, you know, it takes a few weeks to understand BitClub network because it's so vast. Instead, what we'll have is a let's get started section, and then we'll have an advanced section. This is for the people who really want to go gung-ho with BitClub network. We will teach you advanced techniques on how you can expand, how you can strategically build out your account for the highest leverage. But we don't want to do that on the front page because that would just scare you away with too many details. BitClub network is like the New York Stock Exchange. You cannot learn it all at once. You need to. You don't need to learn it all at once. I hope I've said this. I will repeat it. I started in 2014. I put in some money. I just bought a bunch of positions and a bunch of these shares. And they told me the founder pool was good. Okay, so I bought the combination, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. And then I went back to work on VIP team. All of a sudden, I'm looking back at BitClub network and I see this has mushroomed. My accounts have grown so much. And it's like money is coming out of the walls, it seems like. Do you know what that is when you invest 3,500 and less than 3 years later it's at 50,000? I hope you get it, that is huge. I always say, and I repeat, compounding is much more powerful than the percentage that a program pays. Compounding is much more powerful than the percentage, the profit percentage. Why? It's daily compounded. This thing is insanely profitable. So you need to be in there. If you're serious about wanting to make money on the internet, you need to be in BitClub network. You'd be crazy not to. So that is how it will be paid. 6, how can we use accumulated funds in the VIP team to actually start earning money, which we can also withdraw? Very fair question. I'll address that head on. Some of us have invested many thousands of dollars in the VIP team. We're not even allowed to withdraw our principal investment. Is the VIP team bankrupt? Okay, last question first. No, it is not. It's alive. I'm here, by the way. If it was bankrupt, I wouldn't show my face on the internet, would I? Or I'd be the craziest individual on earth. My attorneys would advise me not to show my face on the internet. No, VIP team is alive as well, is very solid, except not cash rich because the cash is invested, which it should have been. Now, for those of you who invested 3 years ago, you probably know the sales today in VIP team, little or nothing, okay? And that's fine. I'm not scared about that. Now, little or nothing coming in, if McDonald's has little or nothing coming in, that's a year they're not going to pay their shareholders, no matter how loud their shareholders scream. So for all the screamers out there, grow up, take off your Pampers, become mature, put on your lederhosen, and realize you were invested in a very solid company. But that is growing, and is going to grow transformations, is willing to adapt. Yeah, so we are adapting. So here this statement, some of us have invested many thousands, we're not even able to withdraw at this point. If we were paying out on ref share, how could we be paying out if no new people are not coming in? I mean, that's if I was sitting on the money, if I hadn't done anything, hadn't spent anything on education, then yeah, I actually only would be able to refund the money. Yeah, so I mean, what good would that be? That's insanity. You don't invest into. I wouldn't receive investment if I cannot use that investment. I have to use the investment. Now, if somebody says I want to get one of your cameras, okay, I'll send them a camera, or I'll send them a microphone, or I'll send them a headset, but that's foolish. Yeah, so we need to be mature. We're building a university. I never made any secrets about that. I'm spending the money on building a university. The problem is we ended up producing education, and we found out that our students aren't really students. They're just a bunch of lazy people who wanted to get a return on their money. And that's fine. Now you need to give us time to provide you that. If you want to be lazy, you want to make money, you don't want to learn, okay, VIP Turbo, already created, ready to launch. Good God, 3 days from launch date, my birthday, October 1st. So here we are. This is our last pre-launch session on that. So therefore, now the real question, how can we use some of our accumulated funds to be able to start earning money, which we can withdraw? I know some people want to feel cash in their hands. Let me tell you though a little secret. In BitClub Network, do you know why I have such big accounts? Because I didn't withdraw. I compounded and compounded and compounded. Yeah. So sometimes that's worth it to do that. However, I agree. After you've compounded, there is a point that you want to withdraw. So here we are. Simple way. With your VIP team credits, we're not only respecting your original money, we're adding the bonuses to it. We're adding your referral money if you referred any people to it. We're adding all your F-share earnings, which with the compounding, is pretty serious. And we're transferring that total amount to purchasable shares into VIP Turbo. What the heck does that mean? That means you can buy as many levels as are available. If you got $50,000, we'll respect that $50,000 into VIP Turbo. It'll buy you almost up to the 7th or the 8th level. In VIP Turbo, we're going up to 295,000 and nobody is that high. Yeah, so everyone has capacity to buy levels. The rest, you cannot cash that out. We need to be realistic here. Right now, is VIP team bankrupt? No, we're not bankrupt, but we're not in a position to pay out cash on this. If we did, we would break the bank. Try that with any bank, Belgian banks, Hungarian banks, German banks. I don't care how much gold. If everybody was to pull the money out of the bank would crash. We're no different. If you pull all of the money out of McDonald's, McDonald's would crash. So there is moments to cash out and get rewards, and there is moments not to. Right now we're building. We're still building. We're a young little embryo growing now into a baby, and soon we'll be an adult, but we got a little more to go. So how do you start making money? Simple. In VIP Turbo, because of the compensation plan, you get paid on your first referral. I don't want to refer anybody. Well, then you're not very serious about making money, are you? Yeah, so if you refer, and refer doesn't mean sell, you share VIP Turbo with anyone. Imagine you have 5 levels qualified. Any of those levels where somebody enters, you are the first one to get paid. So you want to start making money that you can put the cash in your pocket, that's the way to do it. Refer a few people. Well, if you say, I don't know anybody, my mother doesn't talk to me, my father doesn't talk to me, my brothers and sisters don't talk to me, I have no neighbors, I'm only surrounded by immigrants, and I don't speak their language, and they throw hand grenades when I come close to them. If that's your life, well, I understand you kind of want to hide in a bunker. Then buy some advertising and get some people out of Australia or out of Zimbabwe or wherever you choose to advertise. If you let us advertise, we'll try to make it as efficient as it can be. So there is always a way to get a few people. When these people sign up, who's the first guy who gets paid? You, the account holder, because you got your levels purchased with your VIP team credits. So we're doing a very fair solution for everybody. This solution is a win-win-win solution. It's win for the member, it's win for VIP, and it's win for the new person coming in. We don't need to go strangle the new person to try to pay off some people who didn't want to work and didn't want to introduce. In addition, anything else you add in earnings, that then buys you a passive portion in a project which is much more capable to pay out passive money than we are. We're an active company, and we have overestimated our capacity to pay out passive. That I totally admit. I had hoped that by putting in some money into Forex that we would be able to passively get lots of earnings and there do daily payments. You know what? It didn't work out. Have you heard me cry? No. Eva knows me on a nearly daily basis. She sees me on my good days and my not so good days. And she knows I'm not a crybaby. I'm not a complainer and I'm not a crybaby. If we have a problem, we create solutions for the problem. So here, you don't hear me cry. You also didn't hear me cry about adding $75,000 of my own money into VIP team, because we paid and we paid. You know what? Nobody ever said thank you for the payment. Nobody. They got paid 2.5 years. Every withdrawal they did, never got a thank you, and that's fine. I didn't do it to pay a thank you, to get the thank yous. Then all of a sudden, when we said right now we need to halt the withdrawals, oh my God, you know, they're going bankrupt, they're hiding, anyways, none of it. So I hope 6 is that. Number 7. People do not want to wait 2 years before they start earning properly. Neither do they want to invest money and then be told no withdrawals. Yeah, I know. There is men that don't want to wait 9 months for their wife who is pregnant before the baby comes out. They want the baby now, and so... Yeah, indeed. I think you got me, KonstanzeMarie. I wish I was a magician. I could probably then do some magic and fool people into believing they got a withdrawal without getting one. No, I understand this. Listen, I'm in point number 7 myself, but I hope that people see the answer to 7. It isn't really an answer, it's a comment, and it's a pungent one. I love it. It's one I wouldn't be hesitant to post to a project if I didn't know what they were up to. If I hear as an intelligent person what they're up to, I would say, please continue to let my money work in your organization. I see that you're turning it into a global entity and my money will come to fruition. You clearly are stating you didn't waste the money. And Eva, you're kind of here a little bit. I mean, you're allowed to barge in and stop me right in the middle of speech. You know that I'm not a money waster. I'm actually a penny pincher when it comes to expenditures. But I will buy the equipment and buy the tools and buy the software and buy the services of people for the stuff we need to do. So I've been paying programmers now for 3 years every month. Every month. Whether we made profit or we didn't make profit, they were paid somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000 every month. And I've happily done that. I'm not complaining. It's just, that money needed to come from someplace. And so, we with BitClub Network, let me tell you, to point number 7, and you'll understand why we let BitClub Network do it. For people who haven't sponsored, the ones who sponsor in VIP Turbo, you get money immediate. And yes, you can withdraw it. But for the passive people in BitClub Network, for 1,000 days you can make money and you can withdraw everything every day. As of day 1. Even if it's, well, no, there is, I guess, a limit. What, do you know what the minimum withdrawal is? If I'm correct, Eva, it's 0.01 Bitcoin. Am I correct in that? $40 or $50, I think, is the minimum they want you. I mean, they're not idiots. It would be ridiculous if they allowed a $5 withdrawal. But anyways, small amounts. They used to enforce you to reinvest 30, 40, or 50%. You don't need to do that anymore. Because there's some people, they just want to withdraw. They're kind of stupid because they should be doing some... In the beginning, let me show you a curve of compounding. I hope this shows on the screen. In the beginning, here you start, and compounding goes like this. Very, very, very slowly upward. And then it kind of begins like this. This is about 1.5 years into the deal. As of the 2nd year, you're going like this. As of the 3rd year, you're going straight up. So it's what they call an exponential curve. If you touch the money, you're murdering your invest. And you want to do that? Fine. BitClub Network is allowing you to do it because they're tired of trying to explain the value of compounding to people. They figure if people want to be stupid, let them be stupid. It's their money. And in a sense, okay, so it's there. Number 8, how can we profit from all the new concepts without having to pay in new money? By referring some people. Simple answer. Wow, that was an easy one. That's the shortest answer I've ever given to any question. But it's a good question. 9, at least we should be able to use our present funds to start earning. Indeed, first, you can use them to have levels. So anyone you refer, you instantaneously get paid. Secondly, your earnings will then add and therefore will get you a position into BitClub Network. So in a sense, 9 is already embedded. Something has to happen to get back the confidence we lost. That I totally appreciate. And the confidence is mostly lost due to lack of communication. Not really, I'm not going to apologize for something I'm not guilty of. I have not failed to communicate, but unfortunately, I'm prolific. I think I'm not a prophylactic, so I'm trying to use intelligent words, but I need to be careful that I don't call myself a condom. So I'm not a prophylactic, but I am a prolific, meaning an elaborate, I share about so many different things. That's, by the way, if you can't stand it, that's how my brain works. I have to deal with my brain every day. It non-stops. While I was getting a 2-hour shiatsu treatment today, I thought about at least 2,000 things. Yeah, so that is a little bit the challenge. That some people, they come into the VIP team room and they don't want to read, and then they blame me I don't communicate, and then they come in, all of a sudden they type in, well, what's happening? And then KonstanzeMarie beautifully says, how about you scroll up a little bit, you nice little moron. You never call people morons. You don't do that. That's only me. And I call myself sometimes a moron too. But so there has been no shortage of updates. The challenge is, and this is where I appreciate, this is why I've immediately agreed to this call, KonstanzeMarie, that you're very good at asking the practical questions to then deduct simple and practical answers and structure. You've done that fantastically with the last PDF, and here I want to help you not just with the call today, but whatever questions now and or afterwards that you have, to make sure I want everybody to have a clean handle on what's happening. I hope in the end that you get it. For the people watching this video afterwards, VIP team is a strong, valuable deal. You're part of a, not gold mine, you're part of a diamond mine. And we've been digging diamonds. And we have some diamonds already up for sale. Look at it, the master key system, that's not a small little diamond. We're actually giving away $1,000 worth of it as just to come to know our product. But okay, we need to continue that, produce our products. Now we're concentrating on the production of easier products. Actually, so easy, we're down to step 1 on the ladder, which is, how do we make some money? Especially money that we can cash out and sort of show, well, let's not go overboard on this either. You know what? Those people that you're going to show it to, most of them will get jealous. Most of them are going to want you to give a part. If you buy a bottle of champagne, they're going to want to come drink it. So, if you buy a boat, they're all going to want to come sit on your boat. They're not going to pay to come sit on your boat. They want you to pay for it. They want you to pay for the maintenance and for the gasoline. And yet they want to come sit on your boat. So don't get too crazy about wanting to show people that you made some money. In BitClub Network, I made so much money because I never wanted to withdraw. I didn't even have my, I didn't even sit there. Like I said, I should have freaking promoted that. Had I done that instead of all the work with VIP team, I would be one of the top leaders in BitClub Network, and Again, I repeat, I could have easily aggregated $25 million in commissions had I done that. So instead, I built a company and a program which is a little slower. Yeah, I'm a bit jealous of Russ. Russ has done a better job in making more money faster. So I got a little kick in the pants here by examining what Russ has realized. It's a good kick. VIP Turbo is already the result of some of that. VIP Turbo will be very, very successful. The combination of VIP Turbo with BitClub Network is it's powerful. It's friendly. People with $10 can start, whereas in BitClub Network you couldn't. You can with VIP Turbo. And if you're at the $10 level, then you know some $10 people. Get a few, get up to the $30 level, then to the $90 level. Boom! Before you know it, we'll get you a position in BitClub Network. And then you will continue with VIP Turbo. You grow 300% with every level, and we have 10 levels. So before you know it, you'll have shares in BitClub Network. And in the meantime, you're going to be making cash, and yes, withdrawable cash. Yes, you can flaunt it, but please, 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 I hope people do wise things with their money. The worst thing you can do with your money from an investment viewpoint is spend it. Yeah, because spending it is gone. Worse, you want to know what's worse spending? Buy liabilities. I'll give you a couple examples. Buy a Ferrari or even a small car. Now you have to pay taxes, you have to pay insurance, you have to pay gasoline. If you have an accident, you have to repair it. You know, those are not good investments. So often the money kept in a decent program is better. So anyways, questions?
I have two questions. The very first one is concerning the done for you that you are proposing for the VIP Turbo.
Yes.
You said we're going to be able to buy advertising, we're going to be able to buy prospects, and we are going to have team leaders. I would like to know concretely, what are the qualifications we need to be able to participate in these three aspects? Because not to forget, we do have many, many members for whom even $10 is a lot of money. And I love the prospect of having the VIP Turbo opportunity to be able to start with $10. Now, even if they could find 5 other people who also have a struggle to pay $10, how are they going to be able to afford this Done For You program?
Okay. First things first, KonstanzeMarie, and I believe I understand, and let's see if I can address it practically in solution. We are not trying to get people who consider $10 as a huge amount of money. We are not, because these people actually don't belong on the internet. These people should go and get a job at McDonald's or a job at a cleaning job or something to bring in more cash so that $10 is no longer a big amount. We would be misleading people if they consider $10 as a large amount. They're in trouble. And they need to go find some humanitarian project who will help them, which we are not. We're a business. So we need to be realistic. These people know all too well that there is nowhere in the world they can go to buy a $10 business. That doesn't exist. It is a $10 leverage we're offering if they're willing to do some work. To go advertise is ridiculous. You don't need to advertise to get $10 people because almost everyone alive has $10. You know how I know? Because I used to have people in Belgium who claimed they couldn't pay for the treatments. And I said, really? And so I followed some of these people. I was a little bit of a Sherlock Holmes. And I followed them to the grocery store. And you know what? I got the shock of my life. Boom, in went the ice creams, in went the Snicker bars, in went the cigarettes, in went the beer. And I'm like, and they claim they haven't got any money? What's going on here? I mean, I've had phases in my life where I couldn't afford to buy cigarettes. They were buying cigarettes, but were saying they couldn't afford, they didn't have any money. So, we need to be very careful. These people that claim they don't have money, that are often got money, they don't want to invest. That's true. They want to spend it and spend it and spend it. Another example, these people who haven't got any money somehow manage every month, or some even every week, good God, in Ireland, every week they're buying lotto tickets. Well, where is that money coming from? Oh, that's a separate budget. That's a protected budget. That's a religious budget. Worst investment in the world. You know, lotto tickets should have a warning label on it that says you have a 99.99999999999% chance that you will guaranteed lose your money. No, instead, what do? They show all the advertising with your own private airplane and you know, with, come on. Again, I repeat, we are not after people without money. We are after people who have a little bit of money, who want to leverage that money into getting seriously more money, and who are reasonable, that they either will do some work for that by introducing others, or they will gladly pay. People who have a little more money can say, I'm not going to introduce people, I'm going to let my advertising introduce people. We have already some advertising available. We'll have a lot more available now that we know how to structure the program. The program is almost ready. It will be ready by next week. And so we'll be able to do our launch. When is exactly October 1st? I don't even know when my birthday is. Oh my God, on a Sunday. Should I get drunk? I don't know. Okay. So Monday, first working day, with a big headache from all the champagne that I probably won't. Birthdays, I nearly wish nobody would know. So, and I've here been publishing it. Good God, I'm going to have to reply at least 1,000 times. Thank you for, because the birthday, yeah, anyways, I can't, it's impolite to say don't say happy birthday on Sunday, but anyways, much more important, September the 2nd, October the 2nd, day after my birthday, is when we're ready to the transfer button will be ready. It's already been tested and it works. So the reserve account we already have built, because we had it to do our own formula with. So the reserve, we just changed the name on it. That's already been done since this morning. Now we're adding the modalities so that you will be able to put in. Yeah, this was a suggestion that Eva made, that once you've signed up for BitClub Network, you naturally then, if you bought a position, you have a link. You'll be able to put your referral link in your VIP Turbo account, and all of your downline will see your link. They'll be able to use your link to sign up themselves. That's important too. So all these things in this upcoming week will all be available. And then we can finally do a series of, we've already got one funnel for BitClub, for VIP Turbo. Now that we know that that BitClub Network is included, I will do, and there is a number of people waiting for this, this is going to be a non-studio polished, will be raw, almost literal in the style like I'm talking to you guys right now, or to you ladies right now, that I will share why I believe in BitClub Network. And I think I don't need to talk too long, that with a few statements, I've been with the company from the start. They've been around for 3 years. They've always perfectly paid out. I have accounts that have more than 10-folded or at 13, 14-fold. In 3 years, it's something like a 26-fold you can do. 2,600% in 3 years. Ask the bank. They will guaranteed call you an ambulance and some psychologist with a straitjacket will pick you up. Yet I've done it in BitClub Network. And I haven't even begun to use all of the time. I got 1,000 more days on every account to earn, even if I didn't reinvest a penny anymore. Because I've been reinvesting and reinvesting, and all of that is every time another 1,000 days and another 1,000 days. So it's crazy. That company will have made me millions by the time everything is said and done. So if I can do it, totally passive, why couldn't anybody else? That's why we're implementing it. So once the funnels are done, then I will begin to test with my own money advertising. Before I heavily recommend advertising, of course, you can buy Google ads, you can buy YouTube ads, you can buy Facebook ads, and naturally, once you've got a good funnel, anyone can begin to experiment with that. But allow me to experiment with my own money, and that what brings the best results. That's what I want to bring to those people who are a little bit patient and need to be a little more careful with their money. Naturally, we're not going to recommend stuff that isn't very good in conversion. We're going to try to recommend. Now, don't have illusion about advertising. Let me quickly address this in simplicity. Eva knows me, I've shared this many times. When you advertise to people who don't know you, the best advertising campaign, all the buyers in the group of prospects that you got from your advertising, all the people who want to buy from you, who want to put money into what it is that you present, will not do it, 95% will not do it until 90 days later, up to 24 months later. I hope that came clear. Only 5%, sometimes 10%, but most of the time, only 5% buy in the first 90 days. I'm talking about the people who are willing to buy. They need time. And I'll give you a couple of examples. For instance, somebody is going through a divorce. You think they see your program, they want to buy, but they'll first go through the divorce and then they'll come in. Or vice versa, somebody who's ready to get married. They're focused on the wedding cake and the wedding party and the wedding travel and the this and the that. And blah. Once they're married, then they're going to come in. You cannot force that. You cannot change that. Our team leaders know that very well. So what do you need to do to qualify for a team leader? You need to be at least at $1,000 level. Why? The team leader isn't going to come sit with people at $10. For $10, you need nothing. You need your local bar or your local unemployment office. Go stand in line with the others that are standing in line and sign them up. Say, pull $10 out of your bellfold, I'm going to make you rich. And if they say no, walk away. If they say yes, say, okay, grab your phone. And by the way, all these people that don't have money, they all have phones, don't they? Isn't it amazing? KonstanzeMarie, where is your closest airport? Frankfurt?
Düsseldorf.
Düsseldorf. Okay. Do me a favor this weekend. Go to the airport for no other reason than to go eat a meal there. Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere you can eat and watch all the people going through the airport. Most airports kind of make nearly an event out of that. And so keep in mind that every single physical body that walks on legs through the airport is at least a minimum €500 investment that they're putting out to be there at the airport. Because if you traveled someplace, even today with cheap tickets, $50 a flight, okay, over and back, that's $100. The rental car, $100. The hotel, $200 or $300. And so, a lot of them are $5,000 people. Because they buy and fly in business class and they will stay in a business hotel. And then there is some that are doing grand travels, on a cruise and a this and a that. So, somewhere you can pretty much count that every single person is €1,000 or more person. Now go look at the wealth that is flowing in the world. So, yeah, I know there is poor people. Don't tell me about it. I get shivers if I see in America, 30 years ago when I was a student, I was invited a couple times to the poorest neighborhood. You know what that was? The mobile home camp, or park, they called it. The mobile home park. That was people, they couldn't even afford to buy one of the caravans. They had to live in a caravan that was set up, and they do their best. They put little flowers outside, and some had TV, some didn't. That was the poorest people. But that was 25 years ago, 30 years ago. Today, you know what the poorest neighborhoods, I'm talking about America, I'm not talking about Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria. This is the United States of America. They have parks now with hundreds of thousands of tents. There's people, they cannot even afford to rent a mobile home anymore. They're in tents, not of, the gypsies. This is old people and young people and all in between that need to live in tents. That's all they can afford. So I know there is poverty, and this is in the United States. You can imagine what it is in countries like Haiti, like the country of Georgia. Well, we're working on changing that. On the next time, Eva knows a little bit about the cities of science. I will share that in another conversation with you, KonstanzeMarie, but to let you know, yes, behind the screens I'm also working to help poor people. Actively help them, make sure they can live in a city where they can actually have a home over their head and they're actually making money for a new start. Thanks to these devilish people like the Clintons and the Bushes and the Soroses, they have stolen so many billions from people that indeed there is a lot of poor people. That we cannot change in a day. We need time to change that. But we're after those people that have that $500 to travel or $1,000 to travel. Actually, they have the money to buy sometimes even a second little apartment, or they may have a car or 2 cars in the family. They have probably about 5 cell phones in the family. So there is a little bit of liquidity. Those people who are not on the marginal end, those are the people that were in the best position to help. We're also able to help, and here is a very important group, the middle class. Do you know that this is the most suffering class? Yeah, the poor, they were poor before, now they're even more poor. And there is a level where, if you almost have nothing, the difference between almost nothing and nothing isn't really that much of a difference. The group that is hurting now in Belgium, in Germany, in France, in just about every country in the world is the middle class. They used to make good money, the butcher and the plumber and the people having a little restaurant and so on. They used to make good money. Today they're bogged down by administration and laws and limitations and taxes, and that's the group that we can do a lot for, because most of these people are workers, aren't they? They did their little shop or their little office or their little restaurant. They were willing to work hard. Unfortunately, it isn't paying off anymore. They're being blood drained by the politicians. Instead, those people, we need to show them on the internet that they can make better money. So they have a little bit of money still, either in savings or in cash flow. So let's not play the violin too much, that they haven't got $1,000. Most people do. They really do. And again, go to the airport to be reminded how many people still have $1,000. You'll be shocked. They everywhere in the world, they're expanding the airports. Why? Well, there is more and more people who are able to travel. If they can travel, they got money. Let's remember that. We're not after the poor people here. We're after the people who have a moderate amount of money. We're not after the multimillionaires either, because they have their own brokers and their own investment firms and so on. They in most cases don't want to listen unless you're at their level. So it's that group in between. Somewhere they have $5,000 disposal on up to about $100,000 disposable income or disposable cash. and they are willing to place it in a place that gives them leverage. Let's not change our profession. We're excellent for those people. We're not good to try to help poor people, because if you're going to help poor people with such an instrument, you will end up poor yourself, and that we don't want. We need to work with people who are reasonable. Those people, like the middle class people, will totally understand that a little bit of advertising can go a long way and is worth it. They almost look at it, you know, if you buy a car, they understand you need to put gasoline in the car. If you buy a business, they understand you need to put some advertising into that business. They understand that. So try to get some of those people instead of these. If they're really, really poor, they shouldn't touch the internet. They should first get a job. If they're claiming to be poor as an excuse, don't spend your time on them. They're sad. They're sick. But, you know, again, we're not the social office. And if we pretend to be, we would end up hurting ourselves and hurting them even. So, no, it is for people who have a little bit of money, who are willing to leverage that either for some work or leverage that for some advertising. And even if we can only help a family get a Bitcoin over a period of time, once Bitcoin comes to 100,000, they'll be delighted that they have that Bitcoin. And I know both of you, KonstanzeMarie and Eva, you both know that if people use what we have, they can make a heck of a lot more than one Bitcoin. They can make as many Bitcoins as they actually wish. Do you know what it will mean if you have 100 Bitcoin in just a little bit? I mean, they're predicting right now that Bitcoin is going to go to about 50,000 by next March or April. I don't know if it'll be that soon, but imagine that to be true. And you have even as little as 10 Bitcoin. Okay, 10 Bitcoin, 50,000. That means you'll be half a millionaire. Just, you know, so is it worth it to do a little bit of effort to get to that 500,000? Of course it is. And that's the group who understands that. That's the group we're after. We're not trying to change everybody. We're just trying to provide very good toolage to people who are reasonable and to people who allow us to help them. We're not here to take money from people. The reality is, I've said this before, guys, I don't need your money. I really don't. As a matter of fact, I hope you read me clear. If I would have not been so passionate about wanting to help people, I could have made 25 million here. Easily. Believe me, I'm a good marketer. I will boast a little bit about that. If I was promoting BitClub Network, I would have already raked in a huge amount. But, okay, instead, I built a good program. With what's coming, it's too early, but I can whisper this, okay, whisper through the grapevines, as they say, that the project with the hotels is coming closer than I expected. I'm still in a little bit of shock, but I've been approached by someone who is incredibly capital rich and who has said, Lieven, I'm willing to provide you with all the capital to build your 5,000 hotels right away. I'm still in shock. I'm like, I don't even know if I really heard that, but I did hear it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, my business associate financial consultant was sitting right next to him. The call was from Hong Kong, and it's been an overwhelming call. I'm in a little bit of shock because of it, because it is possible, if I accept it, that we will be able to begin opening up our treatment hotels real soon. And yes, all the VIP team members will be able to participate in it, also with investment, also with getting treatments and so on. So anyways, I hope I didn't speak ahead of didn't put the cart in front of the horse, other than to, I'm not sitting here wasting people's money. I'm not sitting here being lazy. Quite the opposite. Sometimes I need to learn to be a little more, allow a little more time for my body, because my body's been aching, and I'm paying the price of that, for that. So anyways, but like all good things, Mother Nature teaches us, if we have pain and wounds and so on, then we're kind of forced to take some time off. So anyways, I have nothing but the purest intentions, and not just theoretically, practically we're in good shape. This launch here next week is probably one of the most important launches on the internet, and I mean that one, we get to introduce the #1 most successful program on the internet today, and that's BitClub Network. Secondly, we can combine it with a leverage so that even the people that have trouble stepping in there, that they got a step ladder now to get in there as well. Meanwhile, let's not underestimate what they will make with VIP Turbo. You both know I've done the calculations on 5 people. I need to now put that in a pleasant format. Accounting wise, I already put it in the chat room. It's up there from about 6 months ago, but it's shockingly beautiful when you introduce 5 people who share it with 5 people. What happens? You end up making so much money so fast, regardless of whether you do it with $10 or $100. In that particular example, I did it with $1,000, and you in less than 90 days you're freaking touching about, you're totally structured to become a millionaire with $1,000 in 90 days. It's crazy. So please use what we have. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think I will work on getting all this information organized into a document. I might need a few days to do that, okay. And then I will be able to give that to you to give to the members.
I really appreciate what you do, KonstanzeMarie. You've done this before. You've been there where people, I know some actually went to the level of being rude, but it was mostly because they were in pain or in not knowing or in fear. So, but you kept your calm. You provided them with support. So I owe gratitude to you, and believe me, gratitude for me is with me for as long as I live. That means I will not show my gratitude to you one time. I'll show it for the rest of my life, and that's not.
Thank you.
I mean that. That is, people like you are exceptional because you're willing to battle through the criticism, and again, I understand some of the criticism. I wish sometimes that they were a little more not just self-centered, but a little more collective thinking. They wouldn't be in that much fear if they were thinking of the total overall good. But of course, we're all the same when it comes to money. We first and foremost, we're concerned about our own money. I understand that part too. So thank you for doing this. I will get you the recording of our conversation, so that if you want to go over it, I'll be around. Anything that I've said that you want me to either restate, to confirm, I'll gladly do that. And if you want me to expand on anything that I mentioned, or something I didn't mention that you want other clarification on for the report, I'll actually, once you've made your report, KonstanzeMarie, I'll put it in a blog as well. That way people will be able to not only read it in a document, but they'll be able to read it online comfortably and easily. So thank you.
Good. I'll work on that. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow, and I've got some appointments on the weekend. But I'll give this my main priority to get this finished as soon as possible.
Thank you very much.
It's good to see you looking so good, and I hope you get better quite soon.
I need to. It's been long enough. And I am truly now. I have living proof in the cell repair of the fact that it is working. The doctor, Dr. Figini from Portimao, who is treating me, he's a Brazilian doctor but specialized in the ozone therapy. He tells me that not only in the next few months every wound in my body will be healed, but I will feel so much stronger in immune system. And in addition, and this is what he is able to provide to every single one of his patients, is that we become cancer-free. He actually helps the body to make it so that cancer can no longer grow in the body.
That's fantastic.
It really, this is a next level of subject we will structure, and believe me, in our hotels, every one of our hotels will have an ozone therapy department, so that you can go there, be treated for a week, and that you go home and know that this scary disease, he's got people that were on chemotherapy and were at the verge of dying. He's turned them around. He's got people
Wonderful.
with SIDA, with HIV. Today, no more AIDS in their body. They've been able to, it's beautiful. Yeah, medicine is finally coming out of the shackles of the pharmaceuticals, and you know, when a doctor really cares enough, that combined with all the other stuff, we got good years ahead.
Can I just ask you one specific question?
Sure.
Today was the very first time when you started talking immediately about building hotels.
Yes.
To tell you the truth, I got a fright because I'd never heard of any of this idea before. I would like to know. I mean, I can see this is projecting into the future and how it can benefit the whole community. Mm-hmm. But exactly how does this idea of building hotels be combinable with VIP Team, VIP Turbo?
It's totally linked to it. Let me quickly explain. We're not building hotels to add more sleeping rooms in the world. There is already plenty companies that is doing that. We've got the fantastic Marriott Group with now 1,100,000 hotel beds. So there is the Hilton Group with 750,000 hotel beds. And then there is all the little groups. So we don't need more sleeping beds. What we now need is, the only reason why we're building the hotels is not for golf, not for beach, not for casino, not for seminars, not for none of that. Our hotels have 5 simple objectives: recharging, re-energizing, revitalizing, rejuvenation, and longevity, which really those 2 are almost the same. Rejuvenation is make sure if you already grow old that you become 10 or 20 years younger, and I'll be living proof of that pretty soon. When that white hair turns black again. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, those 5 things are going to be the sole purpose at each one of our little hotels. You will enter there, KonstanzeMarie, into what will be like a little monastery, but not a monastery in the religious sense, more a place where finally it's about you, it's about transforming you, and over 5,000 elements will be available, all the way from the mattress you sleep on. They will not be just cheap mattresses, they will be the best mattresses in the world, the best pillows, the best things on television, the best air treatment in the room, the best music, the best shapes. We will use many of the shapes, you know, pyramidical shapes and parabole shapes, which many religions have used for years. So all of that will be aimed to make sure that not only that you're comfortable while you're there, Then combine all the treatments that will be available, brain alignments. You'll be learning the 5 Tibetans. You'll learn about vitamins and minerals. You'll learn about salt baths. You'll learn about ozone therapy. You'll learn about chiropractic. You'll learn about several things which are going to be implemented in those places. We'll have the most advanced jacuzzi systems. We'll have the most advanced massage chairs, where the computer system in the massage chair reads your entire body and only then begins to treat you based on what your body just and your brain just told the computer. Things like
When
that.
can I come?
I'm ready too. My God, I want to check myself in. It's true. It's true. That is indeed. Now, it's better. You will then come to these places, and we know ahead of time the saddest day, if we didn't structure it right, would be the day you have to leave, because you will have grown and transformed and evolved so much in that week that you will hate to leave the place on one hand, and yet, because of the way we've done things and what we've done in that week, you will go home and not only maintain what you've achieved, but you will see it expand. I've already done tests on more than 400 different people on this. I have more than 300 of them were so excited they immediately wanted to do the next one, because they came home and they found out the following week that they could work better, that they could sleep better, that they digested their food better, that they were kinder to their family. Some employees said the boss is so much nicer when he came back into the company. And some wives were sending their husbands, please fix him again. He was nicer when he, so it's really, really, the objective is not the week that you're there. The objective is the months that follow. I wish we could give you glue so it would stay permanent, but we cannot do that, because the life of people in general, all of us, is stressful. So somewhere after 6 months or 12 months, you're going to want to come back. Some people are going to use our little hotels twice a year, and those who can afford it will gladly come every 3 months. Because of the fact that we'll have locations all over the place, you will also be able to combine it. When you're already in better shape and you finally just go for maintenance, you may choose, to go to Greece, or you may choose to go to Portugal, because now you can also enjoy a little bit of the country around it. So repeat clientele will be our largest group. That's why we need a lot of them. Out of those, every single item, product, service, and treatments that you meet at our hotels, we will see to it that you can have them at your home or around your home. For instance, you receive brain alignments and then you go home. If there is anyone in your vicinity that does brain alignments, we'll put you in touch with them. If not, you'll be able to select somebody out of your family or out of your community and send them to us. We will train that person and we'll send them back to you with an agreement that they will come treat the people in your family or the people in your community. So we'll be not only a treatment center, we will also be a training center. Everyone will be a member. You'll have access to a private passworded website that only members of our hotels will have access, where you'll have more information about nutrition and exercise and everything you can. We'll then use the leverage of our group. When you buy vitamins, you'll buy vitamins finally at prices and at potencies that normally most people don't have access to. I use the vitamins that I use are the ones similar to what the astronauts use. I had them priced in Belgium. In Belgium it would cost 800 euros for a bottle. I only pay 80 euros. So you don't want to buy these things at the pharmacy, you want to buy these things privately, and we will be a private operation. It is with what was just proposed to me, and again, normally here is what I had prior to the proposal last weekend, and this is a multi-billionaire who wants to help me, but prior to this, the way I had it structured was as soon as we had the first year fully booked and fully prepaid. We expect people to prepay. We don't want people to cancel. And I mean, of course, under reasonable circumstances, if because of disease or accident or whatever, that's different. But we want serious people committing to come in. I had normally planned as soon as we had a year fully booked and prepaid, we would open up the first location. I've conferred over this with several general managers of successful hotels. They all say, Lieven, that is the ultimate way, because you can never go broke. He said, you know, they're saying hotels often, they don't even have any bookings. They begin from scratch. Some are lucky they have 10% bookings. 100% has never been done. We're liable to be able to do it because we're connected with so many people via our university. That's why the VIP team and the VIP Turbo will play a very major role in, you will be the first prospects. Now, if none of you want to use the hotels, hey, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. But, you know, of course, I'm being cynical. Here, there's something, look at this. Can you read what the pH is on this water?
Yes, 9.5.
Do you realize how exceptional that is?
Definitely.
There's only 1 of 5 waters in the world that have that. Montchique is where I was for 2 weeks. We will have special access for our members to Montchique. That's another secret I will reveal, and the next time you're going to be shocked again. Voila.
Let me just recapitulate. Recharge, re-energize, revitalize, rejuvenate, and what was the 5th one?
And longevity.
That's it. Longevity.
What do we mean with longevity? Very practical. It means that you will live much longer in great mental and in great physical shape. We are not talking about sitting in a wheelchair, shaking under morphine, and bogged down with a bunch of deadly diseases. It is when we grow old, we want to, you know, life really should be like a candle. It means it flickers a few times when we start, it flickers a few times when we're done, and that is it. Unfortunately, today, we have people that go through 10 years or longer of dying. It's like a drawn-out death process with diseases of degenerative nature, whether it's Alzheimer or whether it's cancer or whether it's heart diseases or strokes or diabetes. All of that is unnecessary. Today we have the technology, we have the products, we have the knowledge to avoid. I'm not going to say avoid all of it, because Mother Nature still throws curveballs at us so that we continue to learn. But there is a lot of suffering that can be eliminated, eradicated. So that's what
I understand that.
That's what the hotel project is all about.
Have you finished the recording? Have you?
No, I have not. Let me just 1 moment, please. Boa tarde.
Boa tarde, acabei de falar. É Fernando. Era para ver a limpeza da sua casa, está tudo bem?
Está bem. Você está aqui embaixo?
Daqui a 5 minutos estava a pensar em dar uma saltada.
Está bem. Eu vou abrir a porta.
Está bem.
Até logo.
Então não estou a chegar, eu vou já direitinho, vem já.
Muito obrigado. Tchau. Voila, that was some Portuguese.
Yes, I realized.
Let me stop the recording just 1 second. Recorder is recording. Click.